We are ready to do the induction to the Hall of Fame from the Michigan Fiddlers. I am Polly Wild, and I have the privilege of interviewing Jack today for all of you. So we are pleased to be able to honor Jack Sowle today as the newest inductee into the Michigan Fiddlers Association Hall of Fame. Jack, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm 6'2" and 73 years old.
Oh, that'll do. Jack has, I'll let him talk about his music in a minute, but Jack has been involved in the Fiddlers for, I don't know whether you've been coming here for the whole 29 years or not, but he's been coming for many, many years, and he is the sound man along with some other helpers. So he's been a great help to us. He also has been a teacher in music things. He leads jams. He and Sharon go to Florida in the winter time and leads jams down there. So he's very active in music, and music is part of his life. So Jack, we're going to talk about your music background. When did you first begin to play music, and what was the instrument?
Okay, I first started when I was, fairly young. My dad played mandolin and guitar, and he tried to teach me to play the mandolin when I was very young, but he was a good player but not a very good teacher. He would show me a C chord and a D chord and a G chord, and then take off and play a song and expect me to play along with him. Well, I don't learn chords that quick. But I could pick out Mary Had a Little Lamb and that kind of stuff on the mandolin when I was fairly young. And then when I was in, I think, 5th grade, my folks signed me up for violin lessons at school. They had a group lesson, and they came in 6-week blocks. And so the first week of the class, they taught us how to hold the violin and play the open A string. And the second week of class, they taught us how to play the open A string and the open D string. And the third week of class, they taught us how to play the open A string, the open D string, and put one finger down on the A string. Well, I wanted to play songs. I didn't want to do this stuff. I was bored out of my mind. So when the 6 weeks was up, I told Dad I didn't want to do it anymore, and I think I broke his heart because he wanted me to play fiddle, and I didn't find out until just recently that my grandfather played fiddle. So that was the end of my music playing until I got into 7th grade, and Dad wanted me to join the orchestra at junior high school. So when I got to orchestra, they had lots of violin players, but they didn't have any cello players. And I was tall and had big hands, so they said, "How'd you like to play cello?" And I said, "Okay, don't matter to me." So then I became a cello player, and I played cello for 3 years in junior high and 3 years in high school. And I own a cello now. I don't play it very often, but I wish I did. I love the cello. Then a few years later, I got drafted, went to Vietnam, and while I was over there, ran into a guy in our outfit that played guitar. And so we were driving down the road one day and passed a little roadside stand that had some music instruments hanging on the shelf. So for $5, I bought a mandolin. And so then for the last 6 months I was in Vietnam, I played mandolin and my friend played guitar, and we sang and played together. And when I come home from Vietnam, it got put in a box on a shelf and laid there until the early 90s. And my father passed away, and I inherited his instruments and had a whole closet full of mandolins and guitars and mandolin banjos, you name it, it was there. And so I'm sitting around thinking, I was recovering from whooping cough, so I was at home, didn't have anything else to do. And so I decided I ought to either sell them or learn how to play one of them or some of them. So Dad had a 1905 Gibson mandolin, so I got that out and bought a couple DVDs on playing mandolin and taught myself to play the mandolin. And then shortly after I started doing that, we went to Everett and wandered around there watching the shows and the jams. And if you've been to Everett, you know the ODPC Pavilion has a fantastic jam there every year. And there's a lot of fantastic musicians there. this guy back here is one of them, plays the fiddle, and so watching them play, I really like the minor songs that they played, Bamir Bistashane and some other ones, and needless to say, I was hooked. And so I've been seriously playing since then. And then we were here indoors because it was raining for the square dance, and Mike laid his fiddle down and was playing piano, and so I saw it laying there, so I walked over and picked it up to see if I could still play a fiddle, and found out I could still somewhat play a fiddle. And so then shortly after that, we went to Midland to the music festival, and there was a lady there that was teaching a fiddle double stops class, and so I took my mandolin, figured I could figure out how to play double stops on the mandolin, and nobody showed up for a workshop but me. And so she said, well, we can't have this, and so she got another violin out and stuck it in my hand, and I got a 2-hour lesson on playing the violin, and so I got serious about playing it after that. And that pretty much brings us up to date until about 4 years ago I bought a marimba, and I've been playing a lot of that. I kind of didn't play the fiddle much. I played viola because I had so many calluses from playing the mandolin that I couldn't get good intonation on the fiddle. If I tried to rock my finger a little bit to bring it in tune when it was out a little bit, it would go like a 1/4 inch and go way sharp, and it was ugly. So for the viola, it was a little different. I had different finger places, so it didn't bother me. But once I started playing the marimba most of the time, my calluses went away on my hands, and then I found I could play the violin again. So I've been playing pretty much the marimba and violin since then. I played in a couple bands. One was Obsolete Country. Mike and Sue were in that group with us, and then that kind of broke up, and a couple of years ago we decided to form a group again, and we called it the CRS String Band. CRS stands for Can't Remember, and you can fill in the rest, be it shirts or shoes or songs or whatever. So that's pretty much where we are today.
Okay, that's great. I was hoping, when I interviewed Jack, I don't know, several weeks ago, and he was telling me about the progression that he had just shared with all of you, I was hoping you would tell about the calluses, because I think that's pretty cool. He didn't play the fiddle while he played the mandolin because he couldn't. So now he said he doesn't play the mandolin. So we like that you're playing the fiddle and the marimba as well.
I get the mandolin out once in a great while, but not very much.
Okay. Well, what kind of music do you like or don't like?
I'm not a big fan of jigs and reels. I like waltzes and country music. I really enjoy playing backup with the band as much or more than playing lead. I like all kinds of music. I like some 60s rock and roll, and I like old country music, and I like the old standards, and we're going to try to play a little bit of each of those for you today. I want to thank this guy behind me, Mike Gleason. Stick up your hand, Mike. He's been my inspiration and my mentor for all my years of playing music recently. He's a very humble man. He's a member of the Hall of Fame, and he's the guy that will take anybody under his wing and help them out and point out their mistakes and their shortcomings and help them improve those. And a guy like me needs some criticism to keep him in the right path. So Mike is a wonderful musician and plays about anything except the banjo. Says he carried one around for years and finally traded it off for a CD player that he could play. And his wife Sue plays bass, and she does a wonderful job on the bass. Recently, the last 3 or 4 years, my wife Sharon, who's been blessing to me up for the last 40 years, took up playing the ukulele, and she had a wonderful ukulele until last night. She tripped over a case here in the dark and fell on it and broke it into pieces. So she's playing her backup ukulele today. We always bring 2 instruments just in case something like that happens. And Fortunately, this is the first time we've had to use the backup. But Chris Taylor is back here, and so is Dale Cole. Chris Taylor joined our group a few years ago. He's a wonderful guitar player and does some singing, and Dale Cole is a wonderful guitar player and singer, and so we have a good time together.
That's great. You were talking about the kind of music you like, but I think there's one kind that you shared with me that you don't like. Do you remember what you told me?
Jigs and reels.
No, there was one more.
What was the other
He
one?
doesn't like rap either.
Oh, yeah, somehow I just don't consider rap music.
Well, I was hoping maybe you would do a rap song today.
I call it poetry.
Oh, well, I have another name for rap, but that's all right. We won't share that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, anything else you'd like to add, Jack?
Just that I'm very honored to be amongst this group of musicians in the Hall of Fame, and I know several of them here. Judy Raber's here, and I saw Jim McKinney here, and there's a whole bunch of other ones. And to be included in that group is a true honor for me, and all of my friends and family that are here today, they're sitting out here in the audience. Raise your hands. My granddaughter's here from California. My cousin's here from Wisconsin. We've got people from all over that came for this, and I'm truly honored that they're here and that you all are here. So.
Well, that's great. Thanks so much for sharing with us, Jack. Congratulations. And now we're going to have the presentation of the plaque. Jack will get one plaque to take home with him. The other plaque will be included on the board of all of the Hall of Famers, which you can look at the display in the new Merchants Building, or the Metal Barn, as I like to refer to it. It's just easier. So be sure you stop in there. Now, you won't find Jack's on there yet, but next year, Jack's will be on there as well. So Ken Moore, president of the Michigan Fiddlers Association, will come forward now to present Jack with his plaque.
Michigan Fiddlers, and a lot of people that aren't even members come to present this plaque to you. Take care of it.
Good. Thank you very much. That's Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now, we're going to listen to CRS play some music for us, so don't go away.
Kill Mike 5, please.
Kill Mike. Dale's got this number back to 3 and 6. 3 and 6, 4 and 7.
Some of our memories aren't as good as they used to be, so we cheat and use tablets. They have their own form of pitfalls when you drop them, which I had the misfortune of doing not too long ago. Okay, everybody turned on, Dick?
Yep.
We're going to start out with Alabama Jubilee. your step, one-legged Joe dancing round on his toe. Threw away his crutch and hollered, let her go. And honey, hail, hail, the gang's all here for an Alabama Jubilee. Michael. Brown dancing round like a clown. And Jemima, who's past 83, shouting, I'm full of pep now. Watch your step, one-legged Joe dancing round on his toe. Threw away his crutch and hollered, let her go. And honey, hail, hail, the gang's all here for an Alabama Jubilee. Thank you. I kind of already introduced the band, but we'll run it through real quickly. Mike Gleason here on the fiddle. Dale Cole here on guitar and singing. Chris Taylor down there on the guitar, he's going to try to sing along. Sue Gleason back here on the bass. And last but most important, my wife Sharon back here on ukulele. Now we're going to do a song that I thought would be kind of unique, but after being here and the jams we've been playing in, it has come up in every jam we've played in, I think. It's called Sowle Waltz. The story behind this song is that this lady took her mother to church for choir practice on a Saturday night, and she sat there in the audience while they're practicing and wrote down this song and was going to go home and transcribe it in her computer. And when she got home, she couldn't find the paper she had written it on. And when they went to church the next day, as they're walking into church, there's a piece of paper laying in the driveway that's been driven over, and it rained during the night, so it was wet, and that was her song. So she named it Soaked and Ran Over, or Sowle Waltz for short. One, two, three. another song that I've heard a lot here. It's a good song and I like it. John Ryan Polka. Key of D. Going back to my country music roots here, gonna do an old George Jones song in the key of G called "He Stopped Loving Her Today." Give me a G chord. He said, "I'll love you till I die." She told him, "You'll forget in time." As the years went slowly by, she still preyed upon his mind. He kept her picture on his wall, went half crazy now and then. He still loved her through it all, hoping she'd come back again. He stopped loving her today. They placed a wreath upon his door, and soon they'll carry him away. He stopped loving her today. Kept some letters by his bed, dated 1962. He had underlined in red every single "I love you." I went to see him just today. Oh, but I didn't see no tears. All dressed up to go away. First time I'd seen him smile in years. You know, she came to see him one last time. We all wondered if she would. And it kept running through my mind. This time he's over her for good. He stopped loving her today. They placed a wreath upon his door, and soon they'll carry him away. He stopped loving her today. Thank you. Now here's one of the songs that got me hooked on this stuff to start with, thanks to this guy here on my left, called Bemir Bist Hashem. It's a Yiddish song, I believe. It's commonly referred to as the Bear Missed the Train, but that's not what it is. I could say Bella, Bella, even say wunderbar. Each language only helps me tell you how grand you are. I've tried to explain the mere bist of shame. So kiss me and say you understand. Michael? Please let me explain. The mere bist of shame means you are grand. The mere bist of shame, again I'll explain. It means you're the fairest in the land. I could say Bella, Bella, even say wunderbar. Each language only helps me tell you how grand you are. I've tried to explain the mere bist of shame. So kiss me and say you understand. So kiss me and say you understand. Thank you. Okay, now I'm going to do an old song, country song. And I dedicate this to my wife, who has stood by me for a lot of years through a lot of hobbies, and only complains minimally when it's appropriate.
But that's all the time.
Well, that's possible too. Anyhow, it's called Have I Told You Lately That I Love You? Key of C. When I'm sleeping nights are long when you're not with me. Well, darling, I'm telling you now. My heart would break in two if I should lose you. I'm no good without you anyhow. Have I told you lately that I love you and I adore you? Well, darling, I'm telling you now. Okay, Michael. I should lose you. I'm no good without you anyhow. And have I told you lately that I love you and I adore you? Well, darling, I'm telling you now. Yes, darling, I'm telling you now. One thing about being a musician, we're all blessed in that we have our family and then we have our music family. And those of us that go to Florida in the wintertime or somewhere else have two music families. We have our Florida family and music family and our Michigan music family, and then we have our true family, which a lot of my family members are here. My Uncle Jim came all the way from Florida, and so I'm really glad he could make it and that he's here. And so, so much for that. Okay, now we're going to do a little Life is Like a Mountain Railroad, the key of E. I think. Life is like a mountain railroad with an engineer that's brave. We must make the run successful from the cradle to the grave. Watch the curves, the hills and tunnels, never falter, never fail. Keep your hands above the throttle and your eyes upon the rail. Sing along. Oh, blessed Savior, thou wilt guide us till we reach the blissful shore, where the angels wait to join us in God's grace forevermore. Michael. trestle, spanning Jordan's swelling tide. You'll behold the Union Depot, into which your train will glide. There you'll reach the superintendent, God the Father, God the Son. With extended hands he will greet you, weary pilgrim, welcome home. Oh, blessed Savior, thou wilt guide us till we reach the blissful shore, where the angels wait to join us in God's grace forevermore. Where the angels wait to join us in God's grace forevermore. Thank you. Now there's a fellow that used to come to Fiddlers here all the time. I haven't seen him here this year. Bob Grabowski is his name. And a few years back, about 2006 or 2007, he brought a song to us called 5 Steps Down. It's a fiddle tune written by Woody McKenzie, and it's a waltz, and I think it's a very neat song, and a lot of us picked it up and play it periodically, not as much as we should, I don't think, but here we go, key of G. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. another one of my favorite songs of all time. It's called Summertime. Summertime, and the living is easy. Fish are jumping, and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich, and your mama's good looking. So hush, pretty baby, don't you cry. One of these mornings, you're gonna rise up singing. Spread your wings and take to the sky. But till that morning, there's nothing can harm you. With your mama and daddy standing by. Michael? One of these mornings, you're gonna rise up singing. Spread your wings and take to the sky. But till that morning, there's nothing can harm you. With your mama and daddy standing by. Summertime, and the living is easy. Fish are jumping, and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich, and your mama's good looking. So hush, pretty baby, don't you cry. So hush, pretty baby, don't you cry. Thank you. Next we're going to do a song written by Judy Morningstar, January Waltz. Most of you know this song, but I love it. Clay shakes his head, must be he likes it too.
It'll be a cold day when I learn this.
Cold day in Michigan.
I like to do it in C, most people do it in G, but I like the deeper, richer sound with the lower strings. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. about a hand for my backup band here, man. They make me sound good. Okay, now we're going to go on a little road trip to Kansas City.
What route you gonna take?
Okay. I'm going to Kansas City. Kansas City, here I come. I'm going to Kansas City. Kansas City, here I come. They got some crazy little women there, and I'm gonna get me one. I'm gonna be standing on the corner of 12th Street and Vine. Gonna be standing on the corner of 12th Street and Vine with my Kansas City baby and my bottle of Kansas City wine. Well, I might take a plane, I might take a train, but if I have to walk, I'm gonna go there just the same. I'm going to Kansas City. Kansas City, here I come. They got some crazy little women there, and I'm gonna get me one. Okay, Michael. I might take a train, but if I have to walk, I'm gonna go there just the same. I'm going to Kansas City. Kansas City, here I come. They got some crazy little women there, and I'm gonna get me one. They got some crazy little women there, and I'm gonna get me one. We got one more? How are we doing on time?
Well, it depends on how long your next one is. Is it a short one?
Well, yeah, it can be.
Okay, one more.
Okay. This is a bluegrass song called Dusty Boxcar Walls. KB minor. I'll write you a letter on a busty boxcar wall. I once had love in old Kentucky. I once had love in sunny Tennessee. But a New York gal brought me pain and sorrow. Now I'm here as lonely as I can be. I'm going away, my baby. I'm gonna leave you, pretty gal, for a train passed by while you lay sleeping. I'll write you a letter on a dusty boxcar wall. City women will bring you grief and sorrow. Country girls are as sweet as they can be. City women are as cold as they are shallow. girl's love is deep as a deep blue sea. I'm going away, my baby. I'm gonna leave you, pretty gal, for a train passed by while you lay sleeping. I'll write you a letter on a dusty boxcar wall. Oh, when I die and go to heaven, that'll be the last train ride I'll ever see. They'll put a silver spike upon my gravestone and my casket beneath the weeping willow tree. I'm going away, my baby. I'm gonna leave you, pretty gal, for a train passed by while you lay sleeping. I'll write you a letter on a dusty boxcar wall. Take us home, Mike. Thank you all very much for coming and for staying through all of this, and for the honor of being inducted into the Hall of Fame. I'm truly humbled by that. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack and CRS. And